It's lovely to have you all here. This is your power yoga session for Wednesday, middle of February, second week of Feb. We're getting there, guys, slowly but surely. We're moving through winter and all the snow and sleet and nasty stuff that we've had, and hopefully coming out the other side. And hopefully that you're all well. Now, if anyone has any injuries, please let me know. I like to know these things, so pop those down in the chat. Make sure that your space is in an ambience that is conducive to you winding down, calming down, and settling into your evening. So if you need to dim the lights, if you need to have some incense going in the corner, then that's all good. Make sure that you're warm, and if you need to have a blanket for your Shavasana at the end, have that at the side of your mat, have it handy. So we're going to make a start. Nobody's saying anything. We're all injury free. I like that. We'll maintain that. That's wonderful. So what we'll do, folks, we'll come to the back of your mat and we'll come into your child's pose and we'll start to lengthen those fingertips out. Now, if you want to take a little roll of the shoulders, maybe a little wiggle of the hips, if you want to circle the hips as you settle in, maybe right and left, left and right. Mine are clicking like crazy, so maybe yours are too, if you've been sitting down for a while. We'll settle in, hips into your heels, soften the shoulders, maybe take the ears to the shoulders. Beautiful. And then we'll start to settle down into that nurturing, nourishing posture of your child's pose. And as you land on the mat, start to connect in with your breath, allowing the Ujjayi breath to take precedence in your awareness and in your focus. Deep inhale through the nose and a deep exhale through the nose. And with each exhale, allow yourself to let go just a little bit more. Feel the day melting away from you. Any of the concerns that may be moving around your mind, just shelve them for the next 60 minutes. Come back to you, come back to the known. Come back to what is here and now on the mat. Amazing. We'll start to press down into the pads of the fingers. Bring your body up onto a kneeling position. If you'd like to tuck your toes under, you may. If not, then just have them ankles flat along the floor. And we'll move through a series of cat-cow. So we draw the belly all the way in, chin tucks in, tailbone tucks under. And then drop the belly to the floor, lengthen the spine. Draw the belly in, tailbone in, chin tucks in. And exhale, drop the belly to the floor. Continue on for another 4. We inhale and exhale. Make this luxurious. Make it luscious. As though you were drinking the best, most decadent beverage you've ever had. Or maybe you were wearing the most decadent, luxurious, spectacular feeling fabric that you've ever worn. Whatever makes you feel as though you were diving into the most delicious sensation possible. Connect with that now. And on your next inhale, let's tuck those toes under, lift the knees off the floor. Keeping the knees bent, we'll press back into your downward dog. Deep inhale. Exhale. Pressing the belly to the thighs, maybe a slight winging out of the heels if you'd like. Shoulders draw away from the ears and an external corkscrew of the upper arm away from your ears towards the outer edges of your mat. As you do so, make sure that you plug the index finger down. Belly in, inhale. And as we exhale, start to press the shin bones back towards the back of the mat, the back of the room. And exhale, start to walk the hands, softening the knees as you walk the hands back towards the toes. Allow the forehead to release to the knees, interlace the fingers behind the back. Squeeze the heel of the hands together and keeping the elbows slightly bent. We don't want to lock those elbows out today. So just keeping the inner elbows slightly bent. Begin to squeeze the top of the arm and the back little pinky fingers of the hands towards the top of the mat. So rather than locking out that elbow joint, we're keeping it braced and really stretching through the front of the shoulders, because that is where the focus of the stretch at the upper body is designed to happen. Deep breath. Exhale. We then inhale, release the fingers down to the floor. Feel all the blood rush down to the hands as you do that. Delicious. We roll all the way up through the spine, taking the fingertips, interlace them, palms together, arms above the crown of the head. We take a deep inhale, reach, fingertips over to the right side of the mat, hips to the left. As we exhale, a little sway over to the other side. Hips to the right, fingers to the left. Let's do that one more time. We inhale and sway, a little side bend. Inhale, exhale, sway. We then inhale, bring the hands down to your heart prayer center. A gentle bow of your head in reverence. Feel the feet anchoring into the floor. Feel the inside seam of the legs engage. Feel the glutes squeeze together, 100-pound bill between your butt cheeks. Belly draws in, engaging Mula Bandha, engaging Uddiyana Bandha. So from the rectum to the belly button, feel those engaging and drawing up into the body and press studding back to the spine. Shoulders draw down away from the ears and feeling the length through the back of the neck, out through the crown of the head. Feel you taking up the space in the room around you as we inhale. Exhale. Let's dive in, guys. Find the decadence in your practice. Exhale, reach the fingertips to the sky. We then exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. Release the fingertips to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Start to walk the fingertips out, feeling every single portion underneath the palms of your hands of the earth. As we come to high plank, we take a deep inhale. Exhale, option to lower knees, chest, chin, or squeeze the elbows in for your full Chaturanga Dandasana. Roll over the toes, coming into your baby cobra or full up dog. We exhale, lifting from the sit bones, front of the hips presses to the sky, downward dog. We inhale. Exhale, lengthen right heel to the sky, three-legged dog. We bend the knee, yawn the hip open, stacking right hip on top of left. Press right shoulder to floor. Maybe look underneath your left arm. Inhale. Belly in. Exhale. Start to circle the knee, right edge of the mat to the floor and back up to the sky. 4, 6. Make those circles luxurious, luscious, full breadth of the femur bone, long bone of the thigh, in that hip socket. 2 more. Last one. We inhale, draw knee in through tiger pose. Nose comes to knee, we dome the top of the back, press down into the palms. We exhale, press the foot down between the hands, lower the back knee down to the floor. We reach the fingers to the sky, crescent lunge. Taking a deep inhale, we lift the heart and chest and gently present your heart to the sky. We exhale, frame your front foot. Step back in high plank. Lower full Chaturanga. Press into up dog. Thighs are off the floor. Broadening through the collarbones, we lift the heart, lift the chest, and the front rib cage, Uddiyana Bandha. Engage that and lift away from the floor. We exhale, roll over the toes, downward dog. Deep inhale, pressing the shin bones back towards the back of the mat, lengthening through the heel line. Exhale, press left heel to sky, toes back towards your face. Bend the knee, yawn the hip open, stacking left hip on top of right, pressing left shoulder to the floor. Maybe look underneath the right arm. Inhale. Exhale. As we inhale, circling the knee, left edge of the mat to the floor and up for 6. Take your time with this. Feel every aspect of that hip socket. You're connecting with your body. For 2. And 1. Inhale. Knee comes to nose through tiger pose. Dome the top of the back. Belly draws in. We step left foot forward between the hands. Lower the back knee down. Reach the fingers to the sky. Crescent lunge. As we draw the belly in, lengthen the tailbone, shoulders draw away from the ears. We lift the heart and chest, present the heart to the sky. We exhale to frame front foot. Step back into high plank, lower chaturanga dandasana. Press into up dog. Roll over the toes, lifting the front of the hips, downward dog. Deep inhale. Exhale. Deep inhale, feeling the inside of the arms squeezing towards the ears, shoulders draw away from the ears. Feel the top of the back engaging, supporting the posture and the breath. As we inhale, start to bend the knees just slightly, walk the hands back towards your toes. We take a deep breath in as we reach the arms back towards the back of the mat, forehead to knees. We sink the sit bones a little deeper, reach the arms forward, Utkatasana. Chair. Your feet are apart slightly, so they're about downward dog distance away from each other. Start to press the knees out to the edge of the mat. Lift the heart, chest, shoulders draw away from the ears. Fingers are active, extending to the sky. Inhale. Exhale. We inhale. We exhale. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale fully. 1 more. We inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Out to high plank. We inhale, dome the top of the back, squeeze the glutes, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, roll over the toes, downward dog. Inhaling, bring right foot, tiger pose. Place the foot between the hands, back heel plugs down 45 degrees, reach the fingers to the sky, warrior 1. Deep inhale, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, belly draws in. Inhale for 2. We square the hips off, right hip back, left hip forward, and sink low into that front thigh, pressing down into the blade edge of your back foot as you squeeze low. 1 more breath. Exhaling, interlace the fingers behind the back. We squeeze the heel of the hands together, lift the heart, lift the chest. We exhale, fold forward, humble warrior. For 3 breaths. Inside seam of the back leg is strong and active. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale for 2. Exhale. We inhale for 3. Exhale. On your next inhale, release the fingers. Bowling ball the arms back up to the sky. We yawn the arms open as we exhale. Warrior 2. Back foot lines up to the back of the mat. Sink low, press the front knee to the right edge of the mat. Tuck the tailbone under slightly. And squeeze the inside seam of the back leg. Lift it away from the floor. Exhale, strong through the arms. Pressing down, downward pressure through the palms. 2 more breaths. Exhale. 1 more. As we exhale, stretching the front knee, we flip the front palm, reverse your warrior reach up. Lengthen through the side body. Bending the front knee, return warrior 2. Continue to circle the arms to frame front foot. Step back, high plank. Lower chaturanga. Scoop into up dog. We exhale, roll over toes. Downward dog. Beautiful, guys. We take a deep inhale. Bring left foot in through tiger pose. Place the foot between the hands. Back heel plugs down 45 degrees. Reach the fingers to the sky. Warrior 1. 3 deep breaths. Find your stillness. Find your delicious point. That really sweet spot where there is no effort. Just the right amount of effort, but just the right amount of ease. Allow the breath to flow. We inhale. As we exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back. Squeeze the heel of the hands together. Softness through the elbows, no locking the joint. Lift the heart and chest. We exhale, fold forward, humble warrior. Left shoulder inside left knee. Deep inhale. Exhale. Allowing that forehead to release fully to the floor. 1 more breath. As we exhale, release the fingertips, roll the arms back up to the sky. We yawn the arms open, warrior 2. Taking a deep inhale, lengthen through the fingertips, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, sink deeply. We inhale and exhale. 1 more. As we exhale, stretch the front knee, flipping the front palm, we reverse the warrior on straight legs, lengthen through the side body. Inhale. As we exhale, bend warrior 2. Continue to circle right arm overhead, step back into high plank, we lower chaturanga. Scoop into up dog. We exhale, roll over the toes, downward dog. Taking a deep inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling, lengthen right heel to the sky. Bend the knee, yawn the hip open, stacking right on top of left. Continue the descent of that foot down to the floor as we come into Wild Thing. Lifting hips and heart, reach the right arm back overhead. Deep inhale. As we exhale, place right hand beside left, lengthen right leg, 3-legged dog. Draw the knee to nose. Place the foot between the hands. Lower back heel down, 45 degrees. Reach the fingers to the sky, warrior 1. We exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, flip the front palm as we stretch the front knee, reverse on a straight leg. We then exhale, bending warrior 2. Place right palm inside right foot, reach left arm overhead, extended side angle. Interlace fingers behind back and underneath thigh to find your bind. 3 breaths. We inhale. Exhale. Deep inhale. Keep squeezing the glutes and pushing the pubic bone towards the left edge of the mat. Lift your left shoulder to the sky. Maybe look up. Exhale. On your next inhale, Begin to stretch your front knee, maintaining your bind as much as you can. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling, bend into the front thigh, release your bind, place your palm inside your right foot and lengthen your left arm up to the sky. We stretch the front knee and find your fingertips tickle the floor or place the hand on your shin. We come into Trikonasana. Deep inhale. Exhale. Feel the middle of your back lengthening towards the right edge of your mat. Left hip bone presses to left edge of mat. One more breath. As we exhale, look down, bend the front knee, return warrior two. Sink low. We circle the arms to frame your front foot. Step back into high plank, lower chaturanga. Scoop into up dog. We roll over the toes. Exhale. Downward dog. One cleansing breath. Exhale. Again, inhale. Through the nose. As we exhale through the nose, Ujjayi breath, lengthening left heel to sky, we bend the knee. Yawn the hips open, stacking left on top of right. Left shoulder presses to floor. Continue the descent of that foot to right edge of the mat. As we come into wild thing, lengthening the fingertips overhead, lift the hips and heart. Deep breath in. And exhale, placing left hand beside right. Lengthen left leg, three-legged dog. Draw the knee in through tiger pose. Place the foot between the hands, back heel plugs down. We reach the fingers to the sky, warrior one. Exhale, open the arms, warrior two. We inhale, stretch the front knee as we flip the front palm, reverse your warrior on a straight leg. We then exhale, warrior two. Continue the descent, placing left palm inside left foot, right arm overhead, extended side angle. We inhale, take right arm behind back, left arm under thigh. Find your bind. 3 deep breaths. Inhale, looking up to the sky if you can, or perhaps down to your toes. It's fine. We're still rolling that right shoulder back, sinking deeply into that front thigh. One more breath. And then as we exhale, stretching the front knee as much as you can. Deep inhale. Exhale. Still squeezing the glutes. Inhale. And as we exhale, bend deeply into the front thigh. Release, placing your left palm inside left foot, right arm directly up to the sky. Begin to stretch that front knee and then lift onto the fingertips by using your side body. Belly in. Trikonasana. Pubic bone pushes towards the right edge of the mat, middle of the back to the left edge of the mat. Just checking in with your shoulders. Are they drawing away from your ears? Are you feeling spacious? Spacious through the upper back. Spacious around the chest and in the breath. Is there lightness underneath the rib cage on the left side? Exhale. Amazing. Inhale. Then as we exhale, look down to your feet. Bend the front knee. Return warrior two. Tailbone tucks under, lengthen spine. We then circle to frame the front foot. Step back into your high plank, lower chaturanga. Press into up dog. And we roll over the toes. Exhale. Downward dog. Taking an inhale to cleanse. Exhale, lengthen right heel to the sky. Three-legged dog. Draw the knee in through tiger pose. Place the foot between the hands and hands come to heart press center. We press through, forward and through into the front thigh, reach the arms back, flying warrior 3, palms to the floor. Active through the standing leg. Inhale for 3, for 2, last one. As we gather everything in, left knee to front of hip, hands to heart, press center. Reach your left arm down, palm out, right arm above crown of the head. Squeeze the heel of the left foot back to your glute. And when you're ready, moving into dancer's pose. Today we will reach the hand forward, the body parallel to the floor. Kick up into your back hand. And perhaps take a slight bend in the standing leg. So this is very focused on your hamstring, lengthening and strengthening, and the front of your left shoulder. 2 more breaths. And last one. We then exhale, bring everything back underneath you, hands to heart, press center, stand strong and firm into your Tadasana. We inhale, reach the prayer to the sky. Opening the arms, we dive through, swan dive, forward fold, palms to floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, option to step or lightly jump into your chaturanga. Press into up dog. We roll over the toes. Exhale, down dog. Deep inhale to cleanse. Exhale. Inhaling, lengthen the left heel to the sky, 3-legged dog. And draw the knee in through tiger pose. Place the foot between the hands. Back knee stays off the floor, hands to heart, press center. We take a deep inhale as we lengthen the spine, 45 degrees forward. Ball of the foot is where the weight is distributed. Float your back leg into warrior 3. Palms to floor. Chest lifts. Inhaling. And exhale. For 3. For 2. For 1. Gather everything in. Right knee to front of hip, hands to heart, press center. We reach right palm down open, capturing your right ankle. Left arm up to the sky as we reach the body weight forward, lengthening the back leg to the sky, dancer's pose. For 3. For 2. For 1. And then gather everything back in. Hands come to heart, press center, right knee front of hip. We then stand strong and firm into your Tadasana, reaching the fingertips to the sky, look up, reach up. We exhale, reaching the arms, swan dive through, forward fold. Palms to floor, fingertips aligned to the toes, heel of the hands to the heels of the feet, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, option 2, move into your crow pose now. As you place the hands aligned with the shoulders, come onto the tippy toes and take your crow pose if that's in your practice. Otherwise you can come into your Malasana squat, taking your feet to the edge of the mat. Inhale. And exhaling, if you're in your crow, please hold it there for about 3 to 5 breaths. In your squat, pinky toes are pressing into the floor. Knees are pressing out, elbows inside knees. Lift the heart and chest. Make sure there is space between the ears and the shoulders. And a slight tucking under of the tailbones. We want to make sure those glutes are engaged. 2 more breaths. Last breath. We then all come down into your Malasana squat position. Taking the hands to your heart prayer center. We inhale. Reach the arms above the crown of the head. We press the knees back, and together we will come to standing in one fluid movement. Squeeze the glutes at the top. We inhale, turn the toes, aligning the edges of the feet parallel to the sides of the mat. We step back with your right leg into a pyramid stance. Place the hands onto your hips. We shift the sit bones as we come flat back to the floor. Forward fold for full pyramid. Pull pyramid. If you have a speech impediment like I just had. And exhale. Beautiful. Deep inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, we lengthen the spine. Flat back to the floor. Step back with your right leg into a long runner's lunge. And start to walk the hands to the right edge of the mat, coming into a side stance straddle. We inhale, lengthen the spine. We exhale, forward fold. Prasarita. And deep breath. Exhale. The option is to take the outer edges of the ankles or reach the fingertips towards the left edge of the mat through your legs. If you have your headstand, tripod headstand in your practice, you can go for that this evening if you're feeling up for it. If you don't want to do the headstand, we will continue on whilst headstanders do their thing. We bring the hands to your hips, come flat back to the floor, interlace the fingers behind the back, squeeze the heel of the hands together. We forward fold, Prasarita C. In your headstand, hold there for another 3 breaths if that's what you're going for this evening. We inhale together as a group. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale. And exhale. If you're in your headstand, complete this next inhale and exhale. Begin to move down the way that you went up, finding your side straddle stance. If you have your fingers interlaced for Prasarita C, we'll release everything. Everyone join together as we tent the fingers on the floor flat back. Turn your right toe to the top of the mat and continue to walk around, framing your front foot, and align your heels, your back foot 45 degrees. We're now in pyramid on second side. Forehead releases. Exhaling. And deep inhale. And exhale. Amazing. We then take hands to hips, rise flat back to floor, come all the way to standing, and step to the top of the mat. We take a deep breath in, reach the fingertips to the sky. We exhale, come hands down to heart prayer center. And we'll just take a turn around. Beautiful. We take a deep breath in, reaching all the way to the sky with the hands. Another swan dive as we come flat back all the way down to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, begin to walk all the way out into your high plank. We inhale, step, right foot outside of right hand, lower back knee down. We take a yawn of the right arm open as we come into a twisted upper back lizard pose. Now, if you want to continue this on, you may capture that back toe and come into a quad stretch with the back leg. Otherwise, keep the leg down and you may yawn over into your full lizard pose. It really just depends on where you need the release this evening. So if your hips are very tight, I suggest this option on your elbows. If your quads are very tight because you've been sitting in your chair for long periods of time, quads start to tighten up, we start to shorten through the front of the hip socket. This option is probably the better option for you this evening. You might just be tight everywhere, so do what you like. You might want to do both. There's time. Might be a case of, Sarah, I need it all. Sarah, I just need a massage. Don't we all? Oh, how I miss those. That and going to the hairdresser. Do you guys miss that? Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Let's release. Circle the arm all the way through. Come back up onto the hands. Wiggle that front foot between the hands. We'll draw the toes back towards the face. Now, if you do have your blocks there, go for it. Grab them. Place them either side of you for support or pop them underneath your thigh. We are going to move into your full split. Let's do this, ladies. Wherever you're at, remember, it's all good. Deep inhale. Still drawing that front foot back towards you. Flexi toes. Now, if you are all the way down in your split and you want to make it a little bit more of a challenge, take your hands off the floor and interlace the fingers behind the base of your skull. Squeeze the elbows back. This encourages you to use the muscles of your stabilizing along the spine and the core. If you're not there, it's everything in your power to stay stable as you are. Keep your hands down. It's just if you want a little bit of extra fun playtime. We take a deep breath in. Let's draw that foot back in. Transfer through into your high plank. We then seamlessly step your left foot outside of the left hand. Again, the various options. We'll circle the arm all the way up. A little twist at the top of the back. You can capture that back toe. Perhaps you want to do both the twist, quad stretch, and also your full lizard. I'm going to be here for about 10 breaths, so you can do 5 breaths for each. Exhale. And as we exhale, let's release and maybe come down for the last 5 breaths or so. Otherwise, just stay where you were. Bringing awareness to the sensations that are moving through your being right now on every level. In yogic terms, in yogic philosophy, we are made up of 5 very distinct sheaths or layers. The physical being the gross layer. It's like the densest layer in terms of material, physicality. And then we move through to the energy layer, our energy being, our emotional and psychological selves, or being, and our spiritual selves. All need to be clear, aligned, and in communication, open communication with the other, in order for us to maintain a healthy, balanced being. Beautiful. Come back up onto those hands, wiggle your foot in between the hands, with the toes back towards the face. You can forward fold, forehead to knee. And I'm sure that, we've all encountered people in life who are physical specimens. They're phenomenal. And yet emotionally they are either wounded or Psychologically, there's some challenges that they may be facing, and it impacts every other part of their lives. So eventually even their physical selves start to break down because the alignment on all those other levels isn't there. So it really is important for a healthy, balanced being to thrive. All of these areas, these sheaths or layers of ourselves need to be consciously observed as well as consciously worked on. And take a deep breath in. Let's slide that heel forward as we come into your full split. And when I say worked on, it's not like we're all broken and we have work to do. No. But it's more that, you know, as we move through challenges, and let's face it, we're having a few at the moment, right? There's a bit of stuff going on. And stuff happens, you know, so it's just being aware of our responses to these things, and also being aware when we're perhaps overworking ourselves because we're striving for something that's unobtainable, or avoiding something that we really need to deal with. Avoidance is a big one. But if you're aware that those are the responses that you normally go to, when you catch yourself, when you are aware, you can begin to heal and nourish those needs in a much healthier way than perhaps drowning at the bottom of a, you know, wine bottle or something, or the bottom of an ice cream tub, or saying yes to too much work and then ending up in a heap because you've just burnt yourself out and you can't get out of bed. You know, they're not particularly the most healthy ways of dealing with stuff, as we know. And when we're conscious of it in ourselves, we also become more conscious of it in other people too, and being able to be there as a witness, to give space to somebody going through those things, if we can observe them, is also quite a wonderful thing. It's a gift to be able to give someone else space, acknowledge, and then give space for them to work it out. Whether it's a staff member, whether it's a family member, whether it's a partner, a friend. It might even be somebody you don't like very much. It's still a gift. Alright, so we start to slide that heel back in. Frame your front foot, step back into your high plank. Let's lift the sit bones high, taking a slight bend in the knees. Take the feet quite wide to the edge of the mat and just have a little wiggle side to side. A little sway. Beautiful. We then bend the knees, come down onto your sit bones, and we're going to roll down slowly onto the floor. Let's hug the knees into the chest. Tent the fingers on the floor if the neck is all right tonight. I invite you to go into your plow pose and then into your shoulder stand. However, if you want to do another headstand, because that's what you're working on, then please go into that from now. There will be about 10 breaths that we will give in time frame wise. So if you are working on your headstand, then please just take your time, move into whichever option you'd like to do. Tripod or full. And if you're moving through your plow to go into your shoulder stand with me this evening, we'll move through plow, legs are straight, toes back towards the face. And then when you're ready, let's lengthen the legs all the way up to the sky. And we'll just hold here for 5 deep breaths. Beautiful, nourishing breaths. Feel the space that your body is creating between the joints. So between the knee and the ankle joint and the toes, the hip and the knee, the hip and the shoulders and the neck and the head. Feel those spaces expanding. It's like you're growing. Beautiful. And then as we exhale that last breath, Begin to descend the toes back to the floor for plow. If you're in your headstand, start to move down through your tuck, extending the legs, find the toes to the floor. Come down to your child's pose for about 5 breaths, or 10 breaths, depending on how long you were up there. If you're in plow, start to move into deaf man's pose, bending the knees. You have the option to find a bind over the legs. We then extend the arms overhead. If you're in your child's pose, start to find yourself onto the floor on your back, and we'll all join in together. So if you're in your plow, extend the arms overhead, roll down through the spine really slow. Just take your time here, guys. We're coming towards the end of your practice. The hard work is done. Be kind to your body. Be kind to your being. Enjoy the luxurious sensations as you move through to bend the elbows, bend the knees. Take the knees over to the right side. Feel everything release and let go. Then we'll come back through over to the other side. We release and let go. And then coming back through, knees hug into the chest. If you want to give yourself a little squeeze. Give your being a little hug. We've got this. Everything's going to be fab. We then extend down to the floor. If you would like to take happy baby pose, perhaps taking Supta Baddhanasana with your soles of the feet together, knees wide, or maybe just come to find your Shavasana. My goodness me, you learned it. So come to find your resting position. And just allow the breath to flow through your body, through your being, as though the breath were a needle and golden thread. And with each inhale, the needle and golden thread are binding every layer of your being, as though it were matching up patterns of a spectacular outfit, and then sewing each layer together, animating it, bringing life and vibrancy. So each breath brings you to your center. Each breath creates buoyancy, vitality, an inner light. And no matter what, as long as you come back to your true center as often as you need to, no matter what goes on around you, that inner battery, that inner burning, that inner energy can never be diminished. That inner energy is the knowing your direction. It is the knowing of your values, the knowing to your core of your worth. It is the deep knowing of you
And sometimes we forget ourselves, but that's okay. As long as we come back, observe the little reminders. Reconnect. So we take 2 deep inhales and exhales to close the practice. Wiggling the fingers and toes. And draw the knees over to the right side of the body, maybe the left. And come to a seated position whenever you're ready. Crossing the legs in front of you. Keeping your eyes closed down so that you keep that internal introspective focus. You don't have to invite the world in just yet. You can stay with you for as long as you like. All evening if you like. So we take a deep breath. Noticing how you feel. Noticing the experience of being centered in your body. Being centered in your emotional body. Your energy body. And being centered doesn't necessarily mean being in one spot. It may for you be the most expansive, everywhere feeling. Whatever it is for you in this moment, drink it up, enjoy it. And as we bring your hands to your heart prayer center, gently taking a bow. Namaste, gorgeous yogis. It's always a pleasure to guide you through a practice on a Wednesday evening. So thank you for your energy and thank you for your commitment to being on the mat each week. It's an absolute pleasure and a gem. So thank you.